Because if God has not caused blunder, God should have created all races to be equal. So the whites are so pure, and that is how pure their heart is. Even their stupidity is gullible with prejudice. The white man is so intelligent. The best of the best comes in their creativity. But the black man's heart is so evil. Over 500 years, the black have seen civilization. Why is still the nation riddled in poverty? Why has civilization refused to go to all the axis of the Commonwealth nation? Then the black in themselves have a problem. Because within the black, there's hatred among them. So the question is the black skin. Who are they? So if God had created the world as the Bible told us, and the white is so special, and the black is so gullible, then something happened within the point of creation. Which means that God took perfection to create the white man. That is why the white man's skin is pure, white, and white. Then what did God do to the... So we are talking about two. We are talking about the being, the humans.
Yeah.
The humans without the banner of Africa, Europe, or America. So the white race, why were the white race white and where were the black race black?
Yeah.
So which means that the white race are special. That's why they are white. And their hairs, the hair on their head is very straight, like you use relaxer.
Yeah.
So it means that God took time to create these people called white race. And my theory tells me the black race were created in the night. God must have been very tired. So he was tired. He was just tired. God was just annoyed with himself that he has worked so hard and he wanted to sleep. But the sleepiness could not come because he was prepared by another force that controlled him to create more. So he slept in the night and woke up in the night to start creating some human beings again. And because it was in the midnight he created those creatures, that is why they are black. And because he created them in the night, he was angry with himself. So he cursed them again. And that is why they have refused to accept civilization.
Wow. So
how do we take the curse out of the black skin? That means we have to find a vaccination to start injecting every black. Because if we find a vaccination, it's just like you have bleach. You know the cream that does bleaching. You see a black man bleaching to look like a white man. Michael Jackson proved us right that you can actually bleach the black skin to look like a white man. So it is possible for a black man to become a white man. Because you can actually bleach the skin. But I'm beginning to think it is beyond bleaching the skin. The scientists should discover a vaccination that every black man must be injected, so that the heredity of gullibility will be taken away. So they need that injection. And trust me, that injection must be discovered before I die. Because one, the scientist sits down to discover vaccination, malaria vaccination, health vaccinations, they have it. Even for them to discover test tube baby, before people can only get pregnant to give birth. But now you don't even need to sleep with a woman. Once they take your sperm and the woman's egg, they make test tube baby and put it back in the woman's womb, and the woman gets pregnant again. So science itself is wizard. So since my theory is that the black man was created in the night and God was angry with himself and God cursed them, then God is unjust, God is unfair. And if God had done a dirty job, he realized that his job was dirty, that he was not fair to himself. So he has sent me as a messenger of truth to preach the gospel. So, but I'm not happy with him, because if he did his work right, I would not be here doing what I'm doing. Yes, he gave me the knowledge, but I had to go through the pain to know what the people feel. So now I'm putting the teaching, so it lives for another century. But how do we take away the gullibility and the primitiveness of the black race? So the scientists need to discover a vaccination for me. So when a child is born, they vaccine the child. So the heredity of gullibility and the heredity of primitiveness will be taken away. So the child grows with wisdom and creative ability. Because if the child has creative ability, then the child can conquer his or her terrain. Because every human was born into an habitary environment. Like when God created the black skin, God knew the black skin had sun. So the black skin could take the absorbance of sun, the sun ray. And then when God created the white skin, God created them in the cold region, because he knew that the white skin needed the cold region to refresh the skin. That's why you find out that the black men, when they are under the sun, they do not suffer any pain. But when the white man goes to the black region, his skin becomes red. Because the sun rays burn them. So
but maybe that was the design. It was meant for that.
No, they were created in different terrains. So these are creatures, human creatures created by God to fit different terrain. Like when you talk about the,
do you think that was the purpose rather than a mistake?
Well,
but then us now, because we are moving across, that's why we are ending up in this kind of situation.
Say that again.
I'm saying that because of the way you've explained that the black people, they do not suffer in the sun and the white do, maybe that was the original plan, that we should be separated in geographical location.
No, well, the plan was that God was just not fair to himself. Because he created the black in the night. If not, they would not be black. Why? What brought black? Because before the world was created, the sun was there. So in the day the sun is shining. In the night the moon comes. So how did black skin come about? Because it was night creation.
Yes.
So you cannot deny that theory.
No, I can't deny that theory, but I'm saying that maybe there was it was for a purpose rather than it being a mistake.
No, I think it's a mistake, because if what would make God create the black race? Because if you one of my home assistants was watching the Zimbabwe, Botswana. Do you know there are still some primitive men still naked, carrying breasts everywhere in the jungle?
I know.
Still civilization. So basically, just imagine those naked. That was how the blacks were when the white came to colonize us. We were monkeys jumping the trees. So if after 500 years of civilization, because they were not able to travel everywhere, so there were some places that the rocks were too high, the mountains, so they didn't go there. But some humans were still living there. But within civilizations, because you now have technology, they are making roads, they are making trains, people cannot travel. So civilization is still discovering that some primitiveness are still existing.
Of course, yes. They even showed some on TV.
So what are we talking about? So the white man even still tried. So if you still see the uncivilized way the blacks are living, naked with the breasts, then you would imagine that the white man has done a lot of great development for the black nation. Because that means that was how the blacks were. They were just monkeys. They didn't have sense. So it's a curse. It's a curse. God made a mistake. God cannot deny that. Because if it's not a mistake, then where are powers coming from? How come Jesus came and the Bible could deliver the heart of a man? So after God realized he made mistakes, he kept sending different prophets to come and do different things. But I am the prophet of the 21st century, and my power is bigger than all powers of every prophet. Because I am controlling the politics and government. And my teaching controls the heart of man. If I had reigned when Jesus was born, Jesus wouldn't have been killed. So just imagine, a good example is a young man who is expecting 20 years and the judge agrees for him to be bailed out. What do you call that? Do you call that physical power or spiritual power? What do you call that?
Spiritual.
It's spiritual. What English do you want to write? For the judge to obey my command, that means I'm more intelligent than the judge. So I control the heart of the judge. That's what it is. So at the point we begin to discover who we are and find a way of introducing ourselves to the people. For example, when they put me in prison for 2 years, I was on TV and I was watching a documentary. They said this boy, his name is Anthony Harrison. Anthony Harrison actually was almost my 80 or 100 members, because now we're over 1,000. So he was number 80. He came to register. I think he's a Nigerian. But when he came to register, he told me that his nationality was Liberia. So we issued him the ID card and we put Liberia. And I was in my prison and I watched this young man. They showed him on TV. They said he was trafficking women out of United Kingdom. He imprisoned them. They wanted to traffic them to Greece and Spain. Do you know this young man was convicted? He was 32 years when he was convicted. He was convicted 4 years ago when I was in prison. And guess how many years they gave the young man?
I don't know. 20
years imprisonment.
Wow.
And they said that this is a lesson. The punishment has to be severe, so that it teaches everybody a lesson who are into the trafficking of women trading women.
Yeah.
So this morning I was working on the theory of how to start getting justice for the people. I finished that now. They've typed it. It's just for me to work on it and get it ready for tomorrow. So all those in detention, because I'm just looking at how I'm going to help them, because some are in Dover, some are in Colinbrook, so I need to speak to the chambers, because these people don't have money. So if I can work something out with chambers, whereby chambers take 300, because they are in prison, and I want to change the argument in parliament, I want to be using Queen's Counsel. Because once you're a Queen's Counsel, you're a professor of justice. So I don't want to just, because this is a case above cases. This is not just like a normal case whereby the man is saying, please let me stay, Article 8. This is a case whereby you are telling the judge, this is a hate crime. And you are telling the judge, you know what, we have scores to settle with parliament. Well, what did I say? What did I say, Stivelia?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I just said something. Are you what I just said?
Yes, you are talking of discussing with Parliament.
Yeah, because on the bail application, I commanded the court to authorize immediate release.
Yes.
I talked about that. This is a hate crime.
Yes.
Policies cannot override treaty bond. And then Britain, in a globalized society, United Kingdom cannot be collecting money from the Commonwealth nation and denying their people equality. This is justice robbery. I kill them in my arguments. It is very severe. When I say I kill them, trust me. When I use the word severe, I have killed them. When I finished, I told the judge, I said, this is an issue that we have scores to settle with Parliament. That's how I told them. So much as I'm commanding them to release everybody, I'm telling them we have scores to settle with Parliament.
Yes.
And I told them that for the look at my statement. Yeah. After writing
to go to school.
Yeah.
To take my daughter to school.
What time would that be? What time?
We need to finish preparing between 8 and 8:30, and then I take her at 8:30, and then I come back. 10 minutes, I'll release you.
So I just got to a point. I said, you know what? After almost about 4 pages, I got to a point. I said that the immediate release of the subject is necessary because the current culture of United Kingdom society encouragement to oust citizens from the United Kingdom through deportation and unlawful removal itself constitute element of criminality, and mediocrity is and its mediocrity is unjustified. The court's justice of neutralism to accord freedom to the subject. The court's justice of neutralism is to accord freedom to the subject. Our duties is to settle discourse in Parliament. And the lawmaker needs education to know the action to empower their crown servants, for arrestation of deportation of the Commonwealth citizens is an act of insanity and justice robbery, because through the United Kingdom Commonwealth Countries Assembly for yearly inauguration, headed by the Queen of England. Commonwealth countries pay royalties to United Kingdom, and the Great Britain benefit from globalized trading from the resource of the land and heritage of the Commonwealth countries. If treaty bond is enforceable, so policy cannot override treaty. Therefore, the act to deny the subject freedom becomes slavery of the mind, slavery of the people's rights, slavery of the people's will. The court is advised to honor this application and allow immediate release of the subject.
Wow.
That is just the bit of the ending. But when I finish, we have scores with Parliament, my dear. This is a parliamentarian battle.
It is.
For me, all I just want to do is to just cause confusion among, because what I am doing right now, because the crown servants are used to the court aiding and abetting them. So when they take a case to the court, the judge is supporting them. So what I'm doing now is the judge, they know that even though the judge is there in the court, the judge has so much power. They decide who goes free and who gets locked up. That is where you saw the power of Judge Robinson yesterday. She allowed the man to say, no, I'm going to let you go, man. Even though they told me to give you 20 years, I'm going to let you go. Freedom is yours. Good luck, my son. Bye-bye. You are free for life. He gave the boy his back life back. Because when that guy was dead, the guy was dead. But the judge gave him his life back. But I wrote the power. Because the word I put before the judge is immortality. When you read, even when you read it yesterday, you could not believe. The orchestration of the English is not.
Did you just read it overnight?
Which one? This one?
The one you just need to read.
I worked on it 4 o'clock yesterday. It just took me 2 hours.
Yeah, because you see, when you were talking with the woman that the day before, you had not written it.
No, I had not written it. I just said I'm going to do something. I'm going to work out something. Trust me. I'm going to communicate with the spirit and get, because I need to. Sibelia, the freedom of a man does not cost money. All you need is to be with the spirit. Once the spirit gives you the word, justice will prevail. And when the man comes out, he will pay his dues. Like for example, when I was reading your case, as I got into the spirit, I knew I needed to get 90 million off them because they have the money. It doesn't cost them anything. But when the spirit was coding me on how to get you justice, so I knew, but the spirit told me, you need to get her a place of safety. If not, they will come for her. That was when I told you, go and look for a house. The government will be paying your rent. And when how much is it? It's not, thank God, the rent is not even up to 9. The house I'm moving into in London Bridge, you know how much is my rent?
No, I don't.
£3,500 a month.
Really?
That is my rent. Because I want to move to a big house like a royal mother. So that when the Prime Minister comes to me, he knows I am not hungry.
It's true. Yeah.
You know, and then guess what? The house I want to buy is in Mayfair. Guess how much is the house?
1 million.
12 million pounds.
20.
12 million.
2 million.
Is even cheap.
Wow.
Where I'm buying a house of 12 million, Stivelia, people are buying a house of 32 million.
Wow.
So you can see it's not even up to the rank. But because the one I've taught the world are going to be hungry for me. So those men who have eaten money, I just want to have a proper palace, because you see, these are the men that when they come to look for you, they don't want the spider in your house to stain their clothes. So when they walk in, they are looking for all the debts in the house. As they are walking in, they know these men are they are educated men. There are some areas you live, they are not going to drive their vehicle there because they don't want to die.
Wow.
The men who live in Mayfair cannot come to some areas of London because that area tells you is for poor people. So they are not going to drive their car.
Even here in Birmingham, there's areas for blacks and areas where you see a lot of, even when you arrive there, you find what's going on around
Stivelia, a man who lives in a house of 32 million pounds, he drives a limousine. He's not going to drive his car to some areas because the name of the area tells him is is an area for armed robbery. So you see, he's not going to come. You must understand, Stivelia, he's not going to come. Some men just wants to prize stardom. You know, he's not my class. So, for example, now, when you put your name on the speakers, when I put your profile now, and they upload yours, some just want to identify with you because you are a doctor. They just want, oh, Dr. Stivelia is coming to my occasion. So everybody is hungry. Oh, Dr. Stivelia, Dr. Stivelia. That's a crazy system. And the one that is a mister, they don't want a mister. They just want the title Dr. Stivelia. Wow! Because they know that if they put the name on their invitation card that Dr. Stivelia is the speaker, the whole professors wants to come because they want to hear the doctor talks to them. So you must know the mind of the people who for example, now you don't even know your value. But when I dust you and put you on a podium, you become a god in your own world.
My daughter is calling.
Okay, let me leave you. So when you come, we'll finish what we're doing.
Finish it.
Okay, my dear. Okay, then. Take care, my darling.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.